Joining me on News Center now is Charles Mangwiro, editor, Radio Mozambique in Maputo. Thank you so much for joining us on News Center now.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. So we're looking at this amount, $96 billion. How realistic is the government's projection to generate $96 billion in revenue for a country seen as the world's third poorest nation?
Yes, that's right. Everybody is very enthusiastic about it. The country is very excited. But let's not forget that the oil and gas projects are to take place in a region where the country now is facing some security problems in the northern of Cabo Delgado, where insurgents are destroying almost everything. So on one side, the country is so excited, but there are problems which need to be addressed before anything can happen on that country. One of the reasons why Total Energies, yes, is still not doing any activities now because they are waiting for security to be stabilized in Cabo Delgado.
Okay, Charles, now still looking at security situations now. We know that LNG export has been facilitated from an offshore project by ENI SPA, an Italian multinational oil company. Now, would that have been impossible without foreign expertise coming into play?
Well, when Mozambique eventually appealed for foreign help, things started improving, but had it not been the foreign help in that region, the situation by now could be worse. Because since Rwanda and the SADC troops came to Mozambique, they've recovered most of the ground now. They've recaptured most of the areas and districts which were in the hands of the terrorists for the past year when they came to Mozambique in July last year. So we think that if the foreign troops continue to operate in that region, trying to make sure that the place is safe, gas projects can go ahead in the country in Mozambique.
Okay, Charles, earlier on you hinted at the security situation in Mozambique. So tell us exactly what is the security situation in Cabo Delgado, where Total Energies is based, because the finance minister hinted that the oil company would resume its $20 billion project to produce 13.1 million tons of LNG annually by the end of the year.
That's right. As we speak, it's not yet 100% safe in Cabo Delgado, but there are indications that we are heading towards that direction. But as we speak, people are not going back to their origins where they fled some time ago because they are not saying it's not safe. That's the one side of the story. And the other side, people are saying most of their things in that region, their income projects were all destroyed. So they need to make sure when they go, they've got something to live on. So for now, not depending on they're trying to clear the ground. They are trying to, security forces are trying to make sure that the pockets of terrorism are gone. So if they come together and restart their lives, we can be sure that it's safe.
Okay, Charles, we know that the authorities are in the process of finalizing draft legislation that will govern the management of this fund. However, Mozambique scored 26 points out of 100 on the 2021 Corruption Perceptions Index reported by Transparency International. So how well will its government be able to manage the fund and put it to judicious use?
Right. Since President Filipe Nyusi took over for his second term, one of his battles was that he was going to fight corruption in Mozambique inside out, which means from the top to bottom approach. As we speak, it's still an issue in Mozambique. It's not really safe, but indications on the ground, President Filipe Nyusi is making some ground in the fight against corruption. We know that some people, some senior government officials are now in court for their involvement in the $2 billion debt which Mozambique was discovered by the IMF in 2016. So in terms of corruption fighting, President Filipe Nyusi is happy, is making some inroads in the fight against that. So we are sure that in the future, the things will be okay if the fight continues just as it is right now.
Okay.
But at the moment, it's okay.
Charles?
Yes.
All right, so while we have corruption on one side and we also have security situations going on in Mozambique, Cabo Delgado province, with the launch of the Sovereign Wealth Fund, can the country ensure the provision of an alternative source of energy product supply globally and even raise the finance to provide adequate security to Cabo Delgado?
I think things need to be done step by step. One is making sure that it's really safe in Cabo Delgado and people have returned to their origins. Number two is to see what can be done. How can those people survive? Because as we speak now, nothing is there in Cabo Delgado. There's nothing for survival. Many state departments were destroyed, no health posts, no schools. So we need to make sure that we start from step one, we go up step two, step three, until we reach to that stage. Yes, the money could be there to try and, so how is that fund going to be managed? It's another issue. Because so far, we don't know where these people are. We know that there are so many people who are internally displaced in the Cabo Delgado. Where are they, all of them? We don't know. But we know that people want to go back to Cabo Delgado and restart their life. So that is the first priority of how those people can safely go back to their areas and how can they survive once they arrive in their origin.
All right, thank you so much, Charles Mangwiro, editor, Radio Mozambique, for joining us all the way from Maputo, Mozambique. Thank you.